Johnny here. Right now I'm in Santiago, and in this short film I'm going to talk about tourism in Chile.
As the longest, thinnest country in the world, Chile stretches all the way from the borders with Bolivia and Peru in the north, 4,500 kilometers to Tierra del Fuego in the south, and yet at its widest point in the Atacama Desert is only 400 kilometers across. Sandwiched between the Pacific Ocean and the towering Andes, this fascinating Latin American country is home to the world's driest desert, arguably the continent's most stunning national park, an interesting wine region, and, on Chiloé Island, the home of the potato. An economically sound country that is fast becoming a first world nation, Chile has a huge amount to offer the modern traveller.
Unless travelling overland, most trips to Chile are going to start here in the nation's capital, Santiago.
Although most guidebooks will tell you Santiago is not as exciting as Rio or as elegant and enchanting as Buenos Aires, and should only be used as a gateway to the rest of the country, I feel it is an interesting place to explore for a day or two. Like many large Latin American cities, it suffers somewhat from a schizophrenic urban design, where the city's impressive colonial past is often dwarfed and obscured by its more ugly modern present. Tenement towers and, since its rise as a regional economic powerhouse, Chile has the highest GDP per capita in South America, glass-fronted office blocks. But there are still some great sights to check out, including the Plaza de Armas, the Palacio Modera, the city's main museum, and the Mercado Central, where you can enjoy a delicious seafood lunch beneath a roof that was actually made in Birmingham. Santiago also has some lovely hotels and is famous for its excellent dining.
But Santiago is unlikely to form the main reason for your visit to Chile. That's much more likely to lie either in the far north of the country, in the Atacama Desert, or in the far south, in Patagonia.
From Santiago, and starting in the very south of the country in Chilean Patagonia, is Punta Arenas, entry point for what is arguably the continent's most impressive national park, Torres del Paine. Deriving its name from the bull-like horns of the park's most impressive mountain, Torres del Paine covers 250,000 hectares, is home to some spectacular and varied accommodation, and is a great place to hike, horse ride, or just enjoy the scenery. Moving north, we come to the beautiful Lake District around the towns of Puerto Montt and Puerto Varas. Here, up the Puelo River Valley, you can do some wonderful horse riding, as well as walking and kayaking. A short distance off the coast, you also have Chiloé Island, which, along with its stunning coastal walks, is also famous for being home of the potato. And further still off the coast, in fact, more than 2,000 miles into the Pacific Ocean, is the extraordinary Easter Island. A land shrouded in mystery with its dramatic stone head carvings, Easter Island is one of the most remote inhabited islands on the planet. Heading further north, other notable places are the beautiful coastal towns of La Serena and, just a stone's throw from the capital Santiago, Valparaiso, and the wine district of Cocumba, where some of the country's leading wines are manufactured.
And finally, right up here in the far north of the country is the truly extraordinary Atacama Desert. Bordering Peru, Bolivia, and Argentina, it's a region that's renowned as being the driest place on Earth.
Sitting in the rain shadow of both the Andes and the Chilean coastal range, the Atacama Desert is renowned for being the driest place on Earth. It's also the region that has been driest for longest, with some suggesting a continuous arid area here dating back at least 3 million years. Some of the soil has no life at all, a situation that NASA has exploited to test instruments for Mars missions. And, due to its otherworldly landscapes, it's also been used as a location on numerous space films, including Space Odyssey, Voyage to the Planets. Forming the northern chain of Chile's Ring of Fire, the region is framed by a spectacular girdle of volcanoes and plethora of fascinating geological phenomenon.
A country that is fast emerging as a first world nation, Chile is both a friendly and safe place to visit. It has some wonderfully atmospheric colonial towns, some great accommodation, fine dining, and of course world-class wines. But first and foremost, Chile offers some of the most spectacular and varied scenery anywhere in the world. And it's that will ultimately wow the visitor.